Welcome to the virtual public involvement presentation for the upcoming roadway construction projects along US 12 and Wisconsin 25 in and around the city of Menominee. My name is Brian St. Vincent and I work for KL Engineering, which has been contracted by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation to assist with the design of the project. The purpose of this presentation is to discuss the improvements proposed for these segments and to gain public feedback. If you have any questions or comments after viewing this presentation, we ask that you use the contact information posted at the end of this presentation to let us know. There's also a comment form on the website that you can either send via email or mail to offer feedback. The presentation will follow the outline shown here. First, we will discuss the project location. Second, the project purpose and need. Third, the proposed improvements. Fourth, real estate needs. Fifth, traffic control and staging. Sixth, the project schedule. Seventh, project contacts. And finally, public comments. This construction project will consist of two projects that will be constructed at the same time. The proposed projects will run along US 12 from just south of the I-94 overpass to the Wisconsin 25 intersection in Menominee, and along Wisconsin 25 from the I-94 bridge in Menominee north to County D. The project includes work on just under 0.3 miles of US 12 and 4.7 miles of Wisconsin 25. Currently, there are about 10,000 vehicles that travel on US 12 each day, with an estimated 7% of them being trucks, compared to between 5,000 to 23,000 vehicles per day on the different sections of Wisconsin 25, with an estimated 7 to 20% of that being truck traffic. The primary need for this work is that the pavement on these segments of US 12 and Wisconsin 25 is worn out and reaching the end of its service life. In addition, not all pedestrian curb ramps, the ramps where a sidewalk crosses a road, meet Americans with Disabilities Act standards. Some of the curb ramp upgrades will require small amounts of acquisition for right-of-way and temporary easements. On Wisconsin 25, guardrail is in either poor condition or doesn't meet current standards, and there have been a number of severe crashes at the intersection with County BB East, County F, and North Line Road. Several issues likely contributing to the latter are a lack of separate left turn lanes, the angle of the intersection, and that the intersection is located on a curve. Proposed improvements for US 12 consist of milling off a portion of the existing pavement, overlaying this segment with new asphalt pavement, and reconstructing existing curb ramps within the project area to meet current ADA standards where possible. Proposed improvements on Wisconsin 25 include milling off a portion of the existing pavement from the I-94 bridge to the railroad bridge just north of Cedar Falls Road and then overlaying the segment with new asphalt. North of the railroad bridge to County D, a portion of the existing pavement will be recycled and relaid with a stabilizing agent to make a stable lower pavement layer. A thinner asphalt overlay will then be placed on top. The project will also adjust or replace guardrail where needed to meet safety standards and match the new pavement surface, as well as replace any sections of rail or blocks that are in poor condition. In addition, curb ramps will be upgraded, select areas of curb and gutter will be replaced, and traffic signal equipment will be modified. The following improvements are planned at the intersection of Wisconsin 25 at County BB, County F, and North Line Road. Adding left turn lanes on Wisconsin 25, adjusting the angle of the intersection to try to reduce crash rates, extending drainage pipes, and updating pavement markings and the traffic island. For real estate needs on the project, we are anticipating only minor acquisitions. On Wisconsin 25, a small temporary limited easement, or TLE, will be required at the intersection with County BB East, County F, and North Line Road for slope grading. TLEs are temporary in nature and are only required for construction purposes of the project as no land exchanges ownership. Along US 12, there will be several minor permanent fee acquisitions of new right-of-way where land ownership will change. These areas are required to ensure the reconstructed curb ramps are within roadway right-of-way. TLEs are also needed for grading when matching into the existing ground along US 12. It is currently anticipated that both US 12 and Wisconsin 25 will remain open during construction. Short-term single-lane closures with flagging and shoulder closures will be utilized for the majority of the work to ensure traffic is able to safely move through the work zone during construction. In areas with more than one lane in each direction, single-lane closures without flagging will be used. During curb ramp construction, some sections of sidewalk will need to be closed, and local pedestrian detours and temporary crossings will be utilized to maintain access during the project. Looking at the remaining project schedule, the real estate acquisition period is September to May of 2023, utility coordination should be completed by April of 2023, final plans are due in May of 2023, and construction is scheduled for 2024. Here's the contact information for the project team. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact any of us directly or fill out the comment form. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this virtual public involvement meeting. Please feel free to share your comments and questions about these projects with us by October 21st, and have a nice day.